Hello students, welcome back to Let Us Master English. Today we are going to study the Ball poem written by John Berryman for class 10th CBSE. Let's get started. First, let's know about the poet John Berryman. John Berryman was an American poet and scholar. He is best known for the Dream Songs, which was a sequence of 385 poems. He won Pulitzer Prize for the Dream Songs. He also won National Book Award. Students, let me explain you the poem stanza wise. First stanza. What is the boy now? Who has lost his ball? What is he to do? I saw it go merrily bouncing. Merrily means happily. Bouncing means jumping up and down. Down the street and then merrily over. There it is in the water. The poet sees a boy playing with a ball. Then the boy loses his ball. The poet asks, what should the boy be feeling now? What is the boy now means what the boy should be feeling now. वो क्या महसूस कर रहा है? What is he to do? So the poet asks, what will the boy do now? So the poet was standing over there. He saw the ball bouncing merrily and going down the street. And now, in the same way, it has fallen into the water from where it can't be retrieved. And the ball was lost forever. तो इस स्टेंजा में पोएट एक छोटे लड़के की बात कर रहा है जो अपनी बॉल से खेल रहा था और उसके बाद उसकी बॉल गुम हो जाती है. तो पोएट सोचता है कि अब वो लड़का क्या महसूस कर रहा होगा और वो क्या करेगा. पोएट ने देखा कि जब वो बॉल से खेल रहा था तो बॉल उसके हाथ से छूट के उछलती हुई स्ट्रीट में से होकर जाकर पानी में गिर गई. Now students, let's discuss the poetic devices used by the poet in this stanza. First poetic device is anaphora. Anaphora means use of repeated words in two or more lines. So here the poet has repeated the word what. What is the boy now? What is he to do? So anaphora is used. Second poetic device used in this stanza is assonance. That is repeated use of a vowel. Here in first line, poet has repeatedly used the vowel O in boy, now, who, and lost. Now, when the poet says merrily bouncing down the street, so here the poetic device used is imagery, because we can create an image in our mind of the ball jumping down the street and falling into water. And when the poet says merrily bouncing down the street, so here the poetic device personification is also used. The poet has attributed the qualities of a human being to the ball. The ball is jumping happily just like human beings. So I hope this stanza is clear to you. Let's move ahead. No use to say, oh, there are other balls. An ultimate grief fixes the boy. An ultimate shaking grief. Shaking grief means sorrow or sadness that affects the boy. As he stands rigid. Rigid means fixed, rooted to one place or stiff. Trembling. Trembling means shaking, कांपता हुआ. Staring down all his young days into the harbor. Harbor means dock or port where the ships stand. Where his ball went. I would not intrude on him. Intrude means to enter a situation where one is not welcome. Intrude means to intervene, to interrupt. A dime. Dime is equal to 10 cents. Another ball is worthless. Worthless means valueless or useless. Now, he senses first responsibility in a world of possessions. Who does he refer to here? He refers to the boy who has lost his ball. So, students, the poet says there is no use of consoling the boy whose ball is lost. He can't be consoled if he is offered other balls in place of the lost one. Finally, a deep grief overpowers the boy. The boy becomes sad. He is trembling. He stands shaking there without leaving the place. Standing there, the boy stares down the place. He looks down the place where the ball has disappeared in the water of the harbor. The loss of the ball in the harbor reminds him of his childhood and his childhood days, which have been lost in the harbor of life. So the poet doesn't want to intervene or console the boy. He will not tell the boy that the ball he has lost costs almost nothing. Its cost is just a dime, that is 10 cents. He knows that in this world, people are always running after acquiring and owning things. And he realizes what is his first responsibility in such a world. So this is a materialistic world. Now the boy senses his first responsibility when his possessed ball is lost. तो यहाँ पे पोएट कहता है कि जिस बच्चे की बॉल गुम हो गई है, अगर उसे ये कहा जाए कि उसकी जगह पे आपको कोई दूसरी बॉल्स दे देते हैं तो इसका कोई फायदा नहीं है. वो लड़का वहां पे बिल्कुल स्टिफ खड़ा हुआ है, कांप रहा है और उस तरफ देखे जा रहा है लगातार. यहाँ हार्बर में जाके उसकी बॉल डिसअपियर हो गई है. तो यहाँ पे उसे ऐसा लगता है जैसे उसका बचपन जिंदगी के हार्बर में गुम हो गया है. तो पोएट उस बॉय को कंसोल नहीं करना चाहता, वो इंटरवीन नहीं करना चाहता, वो उसे ये नहीं कहना चाहता कि तुम्हारी बॉल एक डाइम की तो थी, इसकी कोई कीमत नहीं है. क्योंकि वो चाहता है, वो देख रहा है कि वो लड़का अपनी जिम्मेवारी का, रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी का उसको एहसास हो रहा है इन दिस मटीरियलिस्टिक वर्ल्ड, in this world of possession. So the boy is learning to bear the loss. Now let us discuss the poetic devices. Now here the word ball is repeated. So repetition is used. And the poet has also used the poetic device transferred epithet. Transferred epithet means use of the adjective not with the noun it qualifies but with some other noun. When the poet says shaking grief. So here it is not the grief that shakes but the boy. So the adjective which should have been used before the boy is used before grief. It is transferred before grief. So the poet has used the poetic device transferred epithet. Let's move further. People will take balls. Balls will be lost always, little boy. And no one buys a ball back. Money is external. So here the poet says, buying and losing continues throughout our life. People will always buy such balls, and the balls they buy will continue to be lost. Money is totally external to our inner feelings. Money can't compensate for our emotional losses. Similarly, the childhood that we have lost forever can't be bought back with money. तो यहाँ पे पोएट समझा रहा है कि लोग बॉल्स खरीदते रहते हैं और वो बॉल्स गुम होती रहती हैं, जैसे कि उस लिटिल बॉय की बॉल गुम हो चुकी है. तो पोएट कहता है कि मनी इज एक्सटर्नल. नाउ द बॉय इज इमोशनली अटैच्ड टू दैट बॉल. तो पैसा उस चीज को वापस नहीं खरीद सकता. जो मनी है वो हमारे इमोशनल लॉसेस को कंपनसेट नहीं कर सकता. Now let us discuss the poetic devices. The poet has used alliteration here. Buys a ball back. So sound B is repeated here. So here the poet has also repeated ball word. So repetition is used here. And here the poet has used symbolism poetic device. Because here in this poem, ball has been used as a symbol of the possessions a person may have. Ball just doesn't mean only the ball, but it is a symbol of our belongings, our possessions, our materialistic wealth. Let's move further. He is learning. Who is he here? He refers to the boy who has lost the ball. Well, behind his desperate eyes, desperate means hopeless. The epistemology of loss. See, episteme, it is a Greek word which means knowledge. How to stand up. Knowing what every man must one day know, and most know many days. How to stand up. So now, the boy with his hopeless eyes, with his desperate eyes, is beginning to learn the nature of the loss. He is learning what it means to lose something. He has to learn how to overcome the loss and stand up again in life. He has to learn this basic principle of life which every man of the world has to learn. He must learn how to bear the pangs of the loss of his childhood. He has to move ahead in life forgetting the loss of his childhood. तो वो जो लड़का है वो बहुत ही निराशा भरी निगाहों के साथ उस बॉल को देख रहा है. तो यहाँ पे पोएट क्या कहता है कि वो बच्चा नेचर ऑफ लॉस को लर्न कर रहा है. अब वो सीख रहा है कि जब हमसे हमारी कोई बहुत प्यारी चीज गुम हो जाती है तो उसके बिना कैसे रहना है, कैसे फिर से खुद को खड़ा करना है, जो हर बंदा जानता है. तो वो लड़का भी इस इंसिडेंट के जरिए नेचर ऑफ लॉस को सीख रहा है. वो सीख रहा है कि अपने बचपन को खोने का जो दुख होता है उसको कैसे सहन करना है, कैसे फिर से खड़े होके लाइफ में आगे बढ़ना है. सो हियर द फिगर ऑफ स्पीच यूज्ड इज alliteration. Now the use of sound M at the start of two consecutive words, man must. So MM is repeated, poet has used alliteration. In the next line also, and most know many days. So most and many start with M. Poetic device used is alliteration. So here the poet has used assonance, that is the use of vowel sound E. He is learning well behind his desperate eyes. So here the poet has used E many times. Let's move further. Now students, what is the theme of the ball poem? In the ball poem, Berryman explores themes of loss, growing up, and transformation. The poet describes the grief of a boy over the loss of his ball. With that loss, he experiences his first responsibility in a materialistic world, where those whom you love or your worldly possessions will not be with you forever. But you have to learn to stand up, to be strong, and move on with your life, leaving the loss behind. So, this poem conveys a beautiful message. I hope you all have understood the poem. Students, thank you very much for watching this video, and please write in the comment section how you liked this video. Your suggestions are most welcome, and kindly share my video with your friends. And if you like the video, don't forget to press the thumbs up button. Thank you very much.